Well, many of you, the first cousins, will have seen this, something I wrote last year as a remembrance. So, like I said, it'd be okay if I did it again this morning for those that hadn't seen it. Samba. That's the only name I recall my mother and our shared grandmother using when I was a kid to refer to my first cousin Sam, 11 years my senior. I suspect the nickname was bestowed to distinguish him from the two men whose name he shared. His father's own first cousin, who died in World War II in a training accident, and his uncle, his great uncle, who lived down the street from them across where Jack and Sally lived later. After the war, World War II, our dads had followed my grandfather into the family hosiery business in our small hometown in East Tennessee. I think my grandfather must have envisioned building a team of specialists, instructing one to study finance, the other to study chemical engineering, Uncle Jack. He would eventually convince another brother born between them to handle sales, which was a perfect fit. In that company where both Sam and I worked as highly unskilled labor during summers and Christmas breaks. My dad was the boss and generally seen by the employees as the good cop, while Sam's dad, Jack, ran operations and typically ended up having to play the bad cop when duty called. In the role he handled very well, and also, we think, brought home with him for dealing with 4 kids born over 5 years. I followed Sam's footsteps into scouting, when he gave me his large collection of patches, belts, and other scouting paraphernalia when I was around 15. I treasured those items the way other kids might treasure a rare baseball card collection. Still have them. By that time, Sam had graduated from the University of North Carolina. Spent 2 years in the fashion weights, but as a probably 13-year-old who was skinny as all get out and needed all the help he could get to get some muscles. This was a good kick for me to get going, and I think of Sam when I see these for sure. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So,